Yo, what's up guys? It's Elite Chat here, aka Sean, bringing you guys another epic class setup video. Today guys, we have the ACR, which was highly recommended in my other epic class setups. In the comments below, a bunch of people were telling me to make one for this class because it is a very popular weapon. It seems like a bunch of people use it, and I'm going to tell you guys the class I use, everything I use with it, including my perks, my attachments, and I'll say why I use the things I do. First off, the ACR is unlocked at level 50, and I personally used the prestige token to unlock it early on. I mean, I was going to go to the top prestige, which was 10th at the time, but then they released 20th prestige, so I'm very glad I used it, because now I had the ACR through all my prestiges, and I had this awesome class to use, getting a bunch of kills early on. As we all know, the ACR has very, very low recoil, making it very easy to kill from long range. I mean, this thing's a monster. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the easiest weapons to get kills with because it's super good, and it definitely is one of the best weapons in the game. The ACR also has the fastest reload time out of its class, so it beats out all the other assault rifles, making this another great reason to use the ACR. One downside of the ACR is its kind of slow fire rate. It's not very slow. It still beats out the CM901 as well as the AK-47, but it's a bit slower than the M4A1 and the G36C. But still guys, at long ranges, it's a lot better and will definitely help you out a lot more than the other weapons. Another downside of the ACR is its ability at close quarters combat. It doesn't work out that great. You'll find yourself dying by a lot of enemies using SMGs from close quarters because this thing is not designed for close quarters. I would recommend using this at long ranges. It works out best, and I wouldn't recommend rushing in with this weapon unless you feel very comfortable or you drop shot a lot like me. I actually play on tactical controls, and for everyone that does not know, tactical controls switches your right analog stick and your B button. So instead, if you want to knife, you have to push the B button, and then if you want to crouch down, you have to push the analog. So that's why the name drop shotting comes along. You see people who, you know, get in gunfights and they quickly drop to the ground, and it kind of confuses the enemy and it puts them off target, and the person that drop shots has a greater chance of killing the enemy. So when using the ACR, I'd recommend actually switching to tactical controls if you're not already, and trying to get used to that because it helps out so much in those close quarter situations, and it kind of aids that that bad thing about it where it's kind of poor in those close quarters. As for the weapon's orange sights, they're very clean and very easy to use, and I really don't think that orange sights or, you know, the red dots, the holographics, the thermals are very necessary to use because, like I said, they're very clear, and it's a lot better to use because red dots and all that crap kind of waste attachment space, and there's a lot better things to put on which will help you out in the long run. Instead of using the red dots, I'd recommend either using a silencer or a silencer and extended mags, or the other way around, because with a silencer you'll find yourself surviving a lot longer. I tend to use a silencer on most of my weapons because I want to stay alive a lot longer, and when you don't use it, you show up on the radar, and that increases your chance of dying. A bunch of enemies will come after you knowing there's someone over there. So with a silencer, you'll find yourself staying alive a lot longer, and if you go around the edge of the map, you'll be picking those enemies off, getting a bunch of kills. And I also recommended extended mags because with this class, as you see on the screen right now, I do not have sleight of hand on, and with extended mags, you'll find yourself not having to reload as much, and you also find yourself killing a lot more enemies at a time without reloading, so it's very handy, and I definitely recommend you guys to use it. As for my perks, you guys can see on screen, I made this little nice screen layout. It took me some time, and I hope you guys enjoy it if you haven't seen it already. But for my perks, guys, I have Scavenger, Assassin, and then Marksman, and honestly, the perk setup, it's kind of based on how you play. This perk setup might not be great for everyone because everyone has different play styles, everyone plays the game a different way, and sometimes people survive longer or die sooner, and it all depends on how you play. But for me, like I said, I have the Scavenger, Assassin, and Marksman perks. I put on Scavenger because I tend to survive a long time. Like I said before, I travel the outsides of the map, and when you travel the outsides of the map, you'll find yourself losing ammo pretty quickly, and having Scavenger or Scavenger Pro, you have a bunch more ammo to survive longer, and once you're low on ammo, you can easily pick up a blue little package on the ground and refuel your gun, and you'll be able to kill a lot more enemies, and I recommend that if you survive a long time or you want to survive a long time. But if you're not as great of a player, I'd recommend sleight of hand because I know that the ACR is already the fastest reload time of its class, but having sleight of hand makes it a lot easier to use in those close quarter situations when you're, say, for spraying a lot and you're missing all your shots. You want to quickly reload and get back to action and kill the enemy. I also put on Assassin because in this game, it's very easy to get UAVs, and it seems like a bunch of enemies always use it. And when you're traveling the outsides of the map, you want to be as stealthy as possible, and having Assassin makes it that much easier to survive, and you'll be able to get more kills staying off the enemy radar. I also put on Marksmen because it makes it a lot easier to detect the enemies. You can see the enemies at any range, and since this weapon is a medium to long range weapon, you want to kind of stick to those ranges, and having Marksmen makes it that much easier. And it also helps say if you're behind some terrain or rubble. As you see in the gameplay right now, maybe not right now, but sometime in the gameplay, you can see on terminal how I'm kind of behind those bushes. I can see the enemies through it. The red names pop right up, and it's very easy for me to take them out. As long as you aim right below the name, you'll kill them very quickly, which makes Marksman a wonderful perk. I just use the word wonderful. It's probably the first time I've used it. But it makes it a great perk to use, and I definitely recommend it. But if you're the type of person that does not like using Marksman, Stalker is also a great alternative because you get to move around a lot quicker when aiming down sights. You can also strafe your enemies, but I tend to use Marksman more than Stalker on this weapon because I think it fits my playstyle a lot better. And like I said, since it's a medium to long range weapon, it definitely helps at those ranges. And another good perk is Sit Rep. I know I'm naming a bunch of perks here, but this weapon is a pretty good setup for all classes, all perk setups, because it's such a great weapon. And having Sit Rep also helps a lot. The Sit Rep Pro perk, not too long ago, they made an update where with Sit Rep Pro, you can hear enemies that have dead silence. And having the ability to hear the enemies with dead silence is great, because before that, I'd find myself getting taken out by enemies with dead silence. So now with Sit Rep Pro, I can kill even more enemies, and no one can sneak up behind me. And now for my kill streaks, guys. This is kind of the crucial part of the video, because this is what gets a majority of the kills, as well as, I mean, your ACR does get a bunch of kills, but having the air support up there is an extra benefit. Pretty much an extra teammate on your side, a bunch of teammates, because these air support destroy as long as the enemies don't have stinger missiles, because sometimes you'll find yourself facing enemies, it seems like the whole freaking team has stinger missiles and they take them out quickly, but if you get lucky and you get in a lobby with no stingers, you'll get easily over 100 kills. I actually have a few gameplays myself of this class, and I use these same exact perks, and I'll describe why I use them. For the Pred Missile, guys, this is kind of an obvious reason. It's the lowest kill streak, which will get you most kills. It's a 5 kill streak, I guess, and the Pred Missile, you'll easily pick up another kill or 2, or even 3 or 4, depending on what game mode you're playing. If you're playing Ground War, you'll definitely find yourself getting a lot more kills with the Pred Missile than if you're playing some smaller game mode like Team Deathmatch or just Domination. That's why I recommend it, and it gets you your next kill streak very easily, which is the A6, the AH6 Overwatch. I call it the AH6 because it's easier to say than AH6, but the A6 Overwatch is an awesome kill streak, and I don't really see too many people using it. It doesn't seem to, be used that much. I'm thinking people use the Reaper over it, but the A6, you get a lot more kills. Like I said, if the team does not have stinger missiles, this thing is a monster. It's pretty much a personal attack helicopter because it stays around your head. Wherever you're walking to or running to, it'll keep flying over your head and killing enemies in its path. It also has the benefit of you not being in the Reaper, because when you're in the Reaper, you won't be able to get extra kills, and since the A6 is over your head, you'll still be mobile, getting the kills you need while your A6 is also getting kills, so you'll be racking up those kills, and you'll easily get that 100+ gameplay in no time. And the last kill streak I put on is the Pavlo. The Pavlo doesn't seem to be used as much in this game either, as much as Modern Warfare 2. And I really don't know why, because it's an awesome kill streak. The Pavlo destroys. If you're playing Ground War, you'll easily get kills after kill after kill. It's insane. The thing is constantly shooting at enemies and gets a bunch of kills, and it definitely helps out when going for those 100+ gameplays. And I keep saying that because this class setup is mainly for high killing gameplays. It's not as much for MOABs, like going for them, but more instead getting more kills, being the top on the leaderboard, and just owning your teammate, owning your teammates, owning your enemies, and this will annoy the hell out of them if they keep dying by this air support, as well as yourself on the ground shooting them. Overall, the ACR is a very balanced weapon, has very controllable recoil, it's very easy to use, and it's super easy to master. I'm sure if you guys never used it, you guys pick this up, you'll find yourself getting kills very, very easy. Trust me, guys, it's an awesome class. I definitely recommend you guys to try it out. I guarantee you'll get more kills than you ever had before. And before I end this, I have to do one more thing. I almost forgot the stats of the weapon. And for the ACR, the damage is 45 from up close and 30 from far away. So it takes about 3 to 4 shots, depending on where you're aiming at the enemies, to kill them at long ranges, which is not too bad because the fire rate, it's not that bad, but it's not that great. Like I said, it's not the fastest. It's still beaten out by the M4A1 and the G36, but still beats them at long range, which makes it an awesome weapon. For the mag size, it has 30 rounds and 45 with extended mags. Like I said before, I'd recommend using this with a silencer as well as the extended mags because you'll be able to kill multiple enemies without having to reload. The reload time of this ACR is 1.9 seconds loaded and 2.5 seconds unloaded. And from last time, a few people did not understand that. When I say loaded, that means when there's still ammo inside, I guess, yeah, inside the clip. Say if you're, half empty, you want to reload, it will take you 1.9 seconds. And say if you're completely empty, no ammo at all in the clip, it will take you 2.5 seconds. So I'd recommend reloading this weapon before it was completely empty. And obviously, the recoil is classified as very low. And guys, definitely try this class out. I cannot say that enough. It's an awesome class, and I understand why a bunch of people use this ACR as it is. It's because it's a beast of a weapon, it's very balanced. You'll find yourself getting so many kills from long ranges, medium to long ranges, and at those close quarters combat situations, I'd recommend going to tactical controls and drop shotting your enemies because it's not as great, but you'll still be able to kill enemies at any range with no problem. But I hope you guys enjoyed this epic class setup. I spent a lot of time making this. From all the information I gathered, I go to multiple sites making sure it's true information. From the gameplay I get, I try getting the high scoring gameplays, some great gameplays to show throughout the video. And also for the screen layout in my video thumbnails, it doesn't sound like it takes that much time, but it really does. I try perfecting it, making it as enjoyable to watch, as easy as possible to understand. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, please leave a like. It would mean so much, guys. I really want this series to get higher up in the search bar. It would mean so much to me, guys, and I really appreciate all the support because these videos help me out so much, and I really appreciate it, guys. Cannot say that enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Yeousch.